Hello everyone, Fancy here. You're watching Fantavision, and today I'm discussing a topic that I've said I'm going to be talking about a while ago, and I meant to shoot that video, but anyway, I'm talking about how the word entitlement has been constantly misused on YouTube, the internet just in general, in news, gaming companies have used it wrong. I mean, it's insane how much this word gets thrown around, but really it's not true. It's not what that means, or it's sort of what it means, but they're using it in a negative context when it really shouldn't be. So what does that mean? Let's together look up what the definition of entitled is. Believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. Based off of that definition, gamers are rarely entitled because most of the complaints are completely valid. People are complaining about things like microtransactions, loot boxes, things that were promised in games and then were launched without. I mean, I don't view that as entitlement. If anything, we are entitled to, we do deserve, we do have the privilege of playing the product that we were promised. So when these companies like to call gamers entitled because they get upset that loot boxes are in the game, we're not entitled at all. We don't deserve to be exploited. We don't deserve to have these things thrust into our games to the point where they ruin it. Because it has been proven time and time again that these microtransactions are in fact ruining the games that they're in. Remember when the Middle-earth game had to take them out? I think it was Shadow of War. Had to take out those loot boxes because of backlash. Of course, they took their sweet-ass time, and I'm sure they made as much money as they possibly could. Started seeing it go down and went, nah, we've made the most we're going to make off these people. Let's just take it out and pretend we're doing something. It changed the game. They had to rework the economy because they completely screwed with it because of the microtransactions and loot boxes in it. Gamers are not entitled because they want a game to work the first day it comes out. Remember when you used to buy a game and you put it in the console and it just worked? That wasn't something to be like, oh wow, good for them. They made a fully functioning game the first day. That's crazy. When Apex Legends came out, I was surprised that it worked. How fucking sad is that? How sad is that I was surprised? I was excited that a game came out that was online and worked. Now, I know some people are having crashing problems and issues like that, but I still have not had a single problem with that game, and that's crazy to me. How sad is it that that's crazy to me? How sad is that? Huge game companies are having issues with these games, and people are just like, well, it happens because it's online and there's lots of people that want to play it. EA does not have an excuse. That is a massive company. They've made so much money. It's insane how much money they've made. And Anthem, the beta, still didn't work. Are you serious? Don't give me that bullshit of, well, there were lots of players, so the servers took a big hit and we weren't really sure. No, you should have that shit down by now. You're a giant company. What are you doing with your money? Activision, Call of Duty World War II, I remember I couldn't play that shit for days. It was unplayable on the Xbox. I don't know if it was different on the PlayStation or PC, but on the Xbox, it had problems with that stupid lobby thing that they shoehorned in just so people would watch other people open loot boxes so they could try to manipulate people even further into buying them because they're seeing other people do it so maybe they want to. They had to completely scrap that, and that was nobody in that space. I don't know if they've added people back in because just like all Call of Duty games, they stopped playing it after the first 2 weeks, but when it first launched, the game did not work. I had to play through the campaign, which was good because during that time I was reviewing the game, but I beat the campaign and the freaking online still wasn't working. It took so long to get that online up and running. I should have given the game a lower score. I would love to re-review that game and just take a big ol' shit on it for that kind of launch. That's ridiculous. No Man's Sky, what a big pile of shit when that game first came out. Did not work. We are not entitled because we expect a game to deliver on what is promised to us. That's ridiculous. People saying we are entitled because we want the government to step in and regulate loot boxes. First of all, I don't recall a single person ever saying, I really want I want the government stepping in with video games. That's a great idea. They haven't constantly said that video games cause violence, even though it's been proven many, many times that it doesn't. Nobody's asking for that. Nobody wants the government in our shit because usually it doesn't work out. So we were just saying, hey, we don't want this shit in our games. And we kept saying it online over and over and over, hoping the developers would listen to us, hoping these publishers would listen to us. But they didn't, to the point that now it's illegal in Belgium. They have had to take these loot boxes and these microtransactions, well, just loot boxes, out of these games because they were deemed gambling there. The government had to step in because they are not regulating themselves. That's what we wanted. We wanted them to regulate themselves. We don't want the government stepping in. That's why the ESRB exists, because we don't want the government to. They didn't want the government to step in too. So when I keep hearing this, it's just so baffling to me. I'll make a video about something that is just blatantly wrong, and I'll point out how wrong that thing is, and then somebody will call me a whiny, entitled snowflake cuck. What is wrong with you? If you want to give all of your money to these companies, go for it, you idiot. Go for it. I don't care. It's your money. Live in a box and give them all of your income from now on, because you obviously don't give a shit about your money. I don't get it. Why would you ever defend the companies? They don't care about you. They really don't, unless you are employed by them. Oh, and guess what? They still don't care about you, because even when they have massive profits, they're going to have massive layoffs. Looking at you, Activision Blizzard. Good job laying off, 800 people? You dumb cunts. So when people come at me and say I'm entitled because I'm pointing out the obvious things that are wrong that are going on in the games industry, I just get so baffled. And then people that will say that net neutrality is bad and that you should just work for a living. What is wrong with you? Again, if you don't care about your money, go ahead, give it to them. But don't voice your worthless opinion online about how it's okay to just give them more money, because they're totally deserving it. I don't know about you, but my internet is just wonderful all the time. Never have any problems. And I totally don't have a terabyte cap. And I know you're thinking, Fanta, terabyte's a lot. Why do we have a cap? Look into how much bandwidth costs and then come back to me. Thanks. So I've seen all of these random comments online. I remember way back when nobody watched the channel, I had on the green screen a wall of idiots, and they were just defending companies. And I'm like, how did I find an entire wall of morons to do this for? And I get that there's a lot of stupid people on this planet because there's a giant, massive population. So obviously there's got to be a big percentage that, of course, are stupid. But I mean, you think that these people would at least defend their own wallet. What? Why even have that sort of opinion where you're defending these companies? It baffles my mind. I can't. Comment down below if you're one of these people. Let me know what is going on in your brain. I get you want a free market, but guess what? You have a completely free market. They're not looking out for us. It's not going to balance out. I don't know about how your internet works, but it's pretty much a monopoly. I can get Comcast and get decent internet, or I can get shitternet and have 1 megabit download speed. Those are my options. I don't really think there's much competition there. When all of these companies are making your favorite titles and then they start taking your titles and breaking them down to garbage, just because you want them to be good again does not make you entitled. And if it does make you entitled, you feel like you deserve to keep getting the same quality and the same amount of content that they put out before, I don't think that's a bad thing. And first of all, when the hell did it, why is it our fault? Why is it our job to just buy whatever they put out? Why is it our job to just accept whatever they put out? They're the ones selling these games. They're the ones that are expecting us to pay money for it. If I'm paying money for something, I obviously expect something. If somebody told me that they pissed in every single one of these beers, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't deem me as entitled of being pissed off. Oh, well, it's okay that they piss in beer because it's their choice. But they didn't tell me that there's piss in the beer. Well, you should have waited a couple weeks after it came out to find out whether it had piss in it or not. That's not a good reason. That's not a good reason at all. That's so stupid. It's so dumb. Stop accepting mediocrity. Stop accepting these terrible business practices. And stop defending these companies that are never going to stick up for you and they don't care about you. I just don't get it. You want to call me an entitled gamer? You know what? I am. I am an entitled gamer. I am entitled to getting my money's worth. I am entitled to getting what I truly paid for. When I'm spending $60 on a game, I want everything to be in the game. I don't want a tax every single time I want to have fun. It's ridiculous. Just insane to me that there are any people out there that think that way, that think it's okay for these companies to do that and then go out of their way to defend them. I don't get it. And I know I called it aggressive apathy before because people are so sick and tired of hearing about people talking about it over and over and over and they didn't care, that now because they just don't care and they keep hearing it, they're getting frustrated about hearing it more, and now they're lashing out at the people who do care. When really, apathy is the worst thing on the planet. Apathy makes nothing happen. Apathy is just letting everything get worse and shittier. That's what apathy is. It's the worst trait you can have. If you're an apathetic person, that's not a good thing. You should want the world and your hobbies and everything that you enjoy to be better. I'm not telling everyone to go out there and nitpick games to death. I'm not telling people to tell the developers to kill themselves. It's not their fault. That's not what I'm saying at all. Before people misconstrue my message, of course, they're probably not watching this far. Those are assholes. If you want to call those people entitled, that's fine. That makes sense. If they do a little change that you're not happy with, that doesn't really ruin the game in any way, or you know what? Let's do even the extreme. If they ruin the game, you still don't have the right to threaten people's lives over a video game. Voice your outrage. Do not buy the game. Tell other people not to buy the game. Vote with your wallet and try to get others to do the same. And you know what? They do hear our outrage. Look at Battlefront 2. They took the loot boxes out. Look at Shadow. Okay, they took forever, but this does work. Yelling angrily into a camera, hoping that others spread the message of do not buy this game, does work. It doesn't work perfectly. EA's still making money. Activision Blizzard has one of the most profitable things ever, and they're still laying people off. It doesn't matter what we do, it feels like, but being apathetic and just giving up is not the answer. Be louder. Don't stop. Just because they keep doing the same thing over and over and over doesn't mean you should stop talking about it. Like I said, call me entitled if you want, but I just want one of my favorite hobbies and something I love to do with my friends, and it's just a fun thing in my life, and I've had a lot of memories with video games. I have a lot of life experiences that are tied to these things, just kind of like music or certain movies. So seeing something happen to these games, seeing them get progressively worse, seeing these companies that make them get more greedy, seeing the passion just leave these companies, and you can tell they're just phoning it in for a paycheck. It sucks. Seeing something that you care about get destroyed sucks. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way, and that's why you need to keep voicing your concern. Ignore the morons that call you entitled, and just keep yelling, because those apathetic people aren't going to make the difference. We are. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, have a fantastic day, because even though there are people out there like that, and even though there's a lot of shit going on in gaming, there's still lots of amazing games. There's still lots of great developers that are not driven by greed. They are driven by passion. Indie games are blowing up. And I feel like that's going to continue to be the trend until the AAA companies wake up and get their head out of their asses. See you guys. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I didn't completely know what to say. I think I said everything I wanted to say, but it pains me to see people like this. And today I just saw a couple comments on various sources about various things. Like I said, the internet, that was the thing that happened today. A couple people defending companies for no reason, insulting people because they're pointing out things that are wrong with a certain video game or a company. Like, I don't get it.